Hello lads. Today I got this email from my number one fans and uh, let's check it out. Dear Mr. Luthfi, my name is Elis Sudarwati. I am your number one fan. I have read your manuscript about English language acquisition and mother language shift. However, I think that it would be better if you tell the story orally. You see, sometimes people love to watch and listen rather than reading. Yeah, it is very true. I personally love watching than reading. So please tell me the story orderly, just record yourself and send it to me. Also, can I please upload the video on my YouTube channel? Well, lucky for you, at least I'm recording it right now, and of course you can upload it on your own channel. Alright, uh, you see, the manuscript that she mentioned is about my experience of losing my Sundanese, my mother language, to English. You see, this is called language shift if in terms of social linguistics, where one language shifted to another language. It could happen because of many aspects. In my case, it's kind of deep. Why my Sudanese got shifted by English. If you want to have a look to the manuscript, to read the manuscript, just leave the comments below and I'll send you the file. Just send me your email in the comments below. Right now, in order to keep the story systematic, I will tell you this is the manuscript. You see the manuscript. So yeah, uh, you see that actually I was born in a Sundanese family. My mother was from Karawang, originally from Karawang, and my father was from Sukabumi. Yeah, despite in fact that both of them managed to speak Sundanese fluently and politely, they somehow they didn't raise me with Sundanese. They raised me with Indonesian. I don't know why. Why though? Because you see, this is quite unique because all of my family members speak Sundanese very well, very fluent. But to me, they speak Indonesian, and I think this is not only happened to me, but also to my generation, to the new bloods. You see, in my generation, we rarely receive Sundanese unless my brothers and sisters who live in Sukabumi, my relatives, something like that. Well, not only because of that, you see, during my days attending school, my experience of attending school emphasized that English is indeed preferable than Sundanese. You see, the only Sundanese that I'm able to speak is hard Sundanese that can only be used in a central area of Karawang. Harsh Sundanese. It's not polite for you to speak Sundanese to the people who cannot speak Sundanese. No, 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 no. It is not polite to you to speak Sundanese to any people that you don't know. All right, guys. Here's the thing. You see, I not only my parents, my school experience, but also I think it's because of myself. You say that I am a man who always seeks an epic story from movies, from video games, and mostly from video games. There are dozens of epic stories delivered in form of video games, and all of them were delivered in English. None of them were delivered in Sundanese or in Indonesian. You see, so the first time I really intrigued to learn English was when I know that video game holds a very epic story. You see, since I was a kid, I was always played with my toys, imagining myself some kind of hero or something like that. And yeah, that's the beginning of the shift. You see, during my elementary school, well, I got both Sundanese and English, but the Sundanese they taught in the elementary school is kinda difficult. It's a polite Sundanese. So the problem is my environment only spoke hard Sundanese. My friends, for example, my social circle, all of them spoke Sundanese back then. You see, I acquired hard Sundanese because of them. I asked them what is the meaning of these phrases, what is the meaning of this sentence, and use them eventually. So yeah, I got Sundanese. And this experience keep repeated and repeated until I was in vocational high school. But unfortunately, the only experience that I got to improve my Sundanese is just like this. Even in my junior high school, barely spoke Sundanese, and even nowadays, I rarely spoke Sundanese, and I often speak English. You see, if I made this video in Sundanese, I will not able to talk anything at all. You see, uh, there were no any, let's say, interesting experience in terms of speaking Sundanese except to communicating with my peers, with my subordinate, with my friends, same level friends. You see, but in English, since high school, my parents always told me that my mother precisely to remember vocabulary from the books, and the school itself also quite meaningful. It even already taught us grammar since elementary school. But the thing is, the trigger in elementary school was my friend and my hobby. You see, there was this video game called GTA San Andreas, and I was so attached to the game story, for precise. And me with my friend always repeating their style of speaking Ave, if you know what I mean, American African style of speech, something like that. And eventually, when played the game, I always brought dictionary for translating some kind of words that I don't know. So that's how I acquired English. So the first time I acquired English meaningfully was from video game, not from expectation of my parents or from this, but just for joy and pleasure to understand such epic video game. This experience of learning English through hobbies keep continuous till I was in vocational high school, even until now. I'm still playing video games that have epic stories on it, so I keep improving my English to do it. But here's the thing: I already told you that Sundanese has no interesting experience, but in terms of English, there were dozens of interesting experience. You see, in junior high school, I was enlisted in debate competition. You see, that was the first time I joined debate. It was English debate competition, and we trained with my friends hard. Try to speak English. Try to give opinion through English. You see, I'm kind of man that always try to influence someone through my opinion, but unfortunately, the competition was delayed, and I could not participate on that competition. But yet the experience remained intact. It was meaningful and even continued the experience through uh, vocational high school. And you see, the problem is, in compared to English, I always receive it in every grade of school. But Sundanese, the first years of vocational high school, that was the last year I learned Sundanese formally through education. You see, so yeah, my Sundanese was stuck in harsh Sundanese. It was shameful if I spoke Sundanese to the others, especially to the elders or strangers. But English during vocational high school, I received dozens of meaningful experience, which were joining language ambassador and joining in competition, even though that I didn't win, and expressing myself freely in vocational high school. In English, I start my confidence in vocational high school. I even told my one of my teacher that I love speaking English because I felt like I was in some kind of action movies. You see, so English bring epicness for me compared to Sundanese. And if you want to As me personally, I think I have negative attitudes towards Sundanese, and I have positive attitudes towards English. It's kind of shame, really. But if someone opens a course about Sundanese, I will attend it, of course. But the problem is I have no time now, and there's a thousand of apps of language learning, but there were none talking about Sundanese like Duolingo. There is no Sundanese in Duolingo. You see, um, yet this all of those experience prove my Sundanese has been shifted with English compared to my Sundanese speaking skill. Now I'm more confident in speaking English than Sundanese. You see, even it's proven by my TOEIC score. My TOEIC score is around 719, and it's 719 is is the type of score that reach, let's say, proper level of speaking English. Compared to Sundanese, I just stuck in harsh Sundanese. You see, now I teach English in multiple private courses. None of my friends in my social circle right now speak Sundanese. Even my own companion. The second language that I speak a lot than Indonesian right now is English, not Sundanese. Sundanese is third right now. Well, it's kind of shame, really. But fortunate for me, you see, in order to prevent such experience to happen again to my future children, I already have prepared a plan. You see, I will raise my children multilingually with English, Indonesian, and Sundanese. Fortunate for me, I have this future companion who is very fluent in speaking polite Sundanese, so I will have no trouble at all, and I will ask my parents to teach Sundanese to their grandchildren. Alright, I think that's all. If you have any question related to my experience and something that I have not yet explored, you can read my manuscript or simply you can ask me through my email. I will attach it below. And thank you. I hope my experience will be meaningful to you. And please prevent my experience. Okay, it is not good to lose your mother language to some kind of foreign language. Okay, mother language comes first. Thank you. Have a good day.